Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and today we're going to be talking about the 5 big steps to take you from making that decision to homeschool to your very first day. If it's your first time here, welcome. Make sure that you hit the subscribe and the like button because it really does help me and my channel out. So first, let's talk about what happens after you make that all-important decision to homeschool. That's really the hard part, is making the decision on whether or not you want to homeschool. And with everything that's going on right now, we have so many new homeschool moms. And if you're a new homeschool mom, you might be asking yourself, I don't even know where to start. So let's talk about those 5 big steps. First, we have kind of a preliminary step here. I want you to go and look up your state's laws before you do anything and really see what they say as far as what your state guidelines and laws are regarding homeschooling. Every state's going to be different, but no state is that difficult to homeschool in because there's homeschoolers in every single state. So, for example, in my state, we actually have to test them at the end of the year, but don't let that scare you because nobody even looks at those tests. We do it just because the state says that we have to, but there is no pressure because nobody even sees that test, except for me. And my kids usually want to know what their score is just because they're very competitive with themselves about that every year. But it's just kind of like a fun thing that we do. We have to do it because the state tells us, but we just file it away and don't worry about it. Easy. So once you know your state's laws and guidelines, I have a piece of paper over here where I've written everything down. So I am not YouTube mom over here. So I am just regular mom. So no YouTube professionals over here. All right, so first you want to decide why you want to homeschool. And I feel like this is the most important step and a lot of people totally skip it, but it's really important. I know a lot of parents who have asked me for homeschooling advice and they try it out for about 6 months and then they put their kids back in public school. And the main reason why is because they didn't have a clear-cut reason why they wanted to homeschool. That is the one thing that will keep you going when you want to quit. You need to know why you want to homeschool, and no matter what that decision is, whether it's like us, we felt called and led by God to homeschool our kids, or maybe your child just is not thriving at public school and they need that one-on-one interaction that only you can give them. Whatever that reason is, you need to not only know what that reason is, but you need to be passionate about that reason, because when it gets hard, you're going to want to put them back in public school. So make sure that you have a clear-cut reason why and that you discuss it as a family and know and understand that reason. Number 2, decide if you want secular or Christian type of curriculum. Now, there are probably much more Christian curriculum than secular curriculum. And I really don't know a whole lot about the secular curriculum, guys, but I do know that I think Brave Writer might be secular. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody down in the comments, please. But I'm pretty sure that Brave Writer might be a secular language arts curriculum. And I know that there's quite a few math curriculums that are just completely neutral. And we use one of those. We use teaching textbooks for math. But there's curriculum on both sides of that spectrum there for you. So you need to decide which one that you want before you even start researching curriculum. Decide that, then research. Number 3, once you know if you want secular or Christian, then you need to narrow it down a little bit further. And I think this is where people really get tripped up because there's so many different kinds, types, and brands of homeschooling that it just seems really, really overwhelming. So here's the big ones here, and you need to decide which ones you want, and then that will really narrow it down for you and make picking curriculum so much easier. There's boxed and eclectic. Boxed is kind of an all-in-one. Eclectic, you pick and choose elements from different brands and make your own. We are more eclectic, so we have My Father's World as our spine, which is Bible, history, art, music, and some reading. So there's some literature in there too. And then we pick science, language arts, and math from different brands and bring those in. So those would be the individual subjects that my children do. and that works for us. If you would rather have a boxed one, like a Becca could be a totally all-in-one box, or BJU, totally all-in-one boxed, to where you don't have to do any more work. You just buy the entire kit for that grade and you're covered on all subjects. Then that might make it easier for you as a brand new first-time homeschooler, because you don't know which brands you want to pick. Then you typically need to choose if you want to do video streaming or if you want to do parent-led. Parent-led is kind of where you just teach it as a parent and you use a book and you do it yourself. And when I say teach, guys, a lot of the curriculum you don't actually teach. You're just reading out loud what they tell you to read and assigning pages. The video streaming, really it's very hands-off. You just kind of have a laptop on the desk and the kids just kind of listen to the teacher and the teacher tells them what pages to do and all of that, and then it's done. Video streaming might be very easy for those of you who are like me, who work at home and you don't have the time to do that. Video streaming might be a very good option for you. I know in the Christian curriculum world, Becca and Bob Jones University are two that have major online streaming type of curriculum. And I believe IEW also does as well, and Essentials in Writing. So EIW, they both have a very solid language arts program that are online streaming. So once you have those narrowed down, step 4, you need to pick a quiet place in your house. So once you've narrowed down all that curriculum and you've chosen the one that you want, the brand and everything, and you make that order, pick a quiet space in your house for school and just designate that during school hours, the school place. In my house, we've done both. We have had a homeschool room and we have schooled at the kitchen table. So this is the first year I've really had like a permanent homeschool room, and this works really well for us because it's out of the way and quiet. But you do not need a homeschool room to homeschool. Absolutely not. You might see all of those pretty pictures with influencer homeschool moms. You don't need all of that. Honestly, you don't need all of the fluff. It can be so much easier just to school at your kitchen table. I promise you. As long as you have a bookshelf to put all the books, you're fine. You don't need to stress out about organizing and having the pretty things and buying all the IKEA cubbies. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to spend a ton of money to homeschool. And honestly, I feel like a lot of parents get in way over their head and they get intimidated by influencer homeschool moms. Sorry, influencer moms. I mean, no offense. But I think it intimidates a lot of people who are looking into homeschooling because they think that that's what they actually have to homeschool, and it's absolutely not true. You can homeschool with a kitchen table and a stack of books. I promise. Last step is number 5. Gather your materials, your curriculum, and go through and see the materials that you need. A lot of curriculum in the beginning of the book, they actually have a list of materials. Just make sure that you order or purchase those things and have them ready for your first day. And then just pick a date on your calendar to start your year. It's super easy. You don't need to worry about a whole lot of things. We school year round and we take breaks every 4 to 6 weeks, and that's it. And right now we have done our first 6 weeks and we are on our first week of break. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But if it's your first year and you don't know when you want to start and end your year, you can actually look up your public school's calendar and just go by their calendar and just school on the days that they school and take off the days that they take off. Use that as a guideline for your first year if you want. As long as you school for the number of days that your school system says that you have to have, or your state on the education website will tell you if you need so many days. Like some school years I think are 170 and some are 180. I've never seen it above 180. As long as you have that many days where you have school, then you're fine. And you can take breaks when you want in most states. If you guys have any other questions, let me know down below, and I'm sure that some other homeschool moms will be glad to answer if I don't get to them. And tell me, what is it like in your house to school? Do you have a homeschool room? Do you school at your kitchen table? And if you guys have any more questions, make sure you pop them down below. I would love to interact and talk with you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.